Well, we're going to try something new today, and I'll give you a report on it. Is our 2024, and I'm not sure which other year models have anti-sway built into your truck, and we will track that along and let you know how that works out. So this is going to be a towing video for all of you, and let's see how she does. Also, if you haven't turned your motor or jack motor sideways so you can lower your tailgate, I'd highly recommend that as well. Since we're talking towing, some people don't like this extension cord because it goes too far and too long. The solid metal cable can seem safer. I do like the little latch pin on the end, so you could add that. Okay, so I don't have the sway bars on. Gonna put the clips in. I don't think those are gonna go anywhere. They're gonna rattle around a little bit, but we won't hear them. Since we're talking towing today, I keep a little compartment in my back compartment of lubricants, different kinds for the locks, for the windows, silicone, WD-40, 3-in-1, and the list goes on. And we're gonna do a lubricant video, but if you aren't lubricating everything that moves on your camper, including the steps and the doors and the hinges and the list goes on, you really need to do that at least once or twice a year. But I also purchased, not that I need 3 of these, this heavy duty grease. And I'm gonna put a little bit of grease on the ball. Now I know that's also controversial, but there are more videos that say to grease it than not. And what can it hurt? This has absolutely nothing to do with towing, but I'm gonna talk septic for a second. I never turn the water off. I do use a separate hose, by the way. And I leave the valve open because it's rinsing the tank and the sensors of the tank. And then when I feel like it's rinsed it well after I've emptied it, I'm just gonna close it and then monitor it. And when it gets full again, I'll pull this out and dump it. Then of course I'll do the gray last. Just a thought, I think it keeps our tank cleaner. So that's what I do. I'm working the black tank as I'm kind of breaking everything else down to get ready to tow. So now I'm ready to grab the truck, pull it around to the front, hook this baby up. Wendy's cooking breakfast, tidying up the inside, and we got this thing down pat. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is, I've got my glove on, is I'm gonna take a little bit of grease on my finger, and I'm just gonna just an ever so slight light coat of grease on the ball. Did I clean off the other one? No. I mean, I will when I detail things, but right now, just a little bit here. Just a thin layer. Since we're talking about septic today, I guess this can be a towing and septic. I really check these bolts. You can even put Loctite on them to keep these handles from coming loose. This black one, for some reason, man, it just really comes loose. So I have that thing really hunkered down. I'll give you another tip. So I use quick connects. So what I'm gonna do is take this off, put it on here, and I store it with everything I need to hook this up, so this stays with the tip. I do that on all my hose connections. The adapter I keep back here, and then I'll put my chocks right there in the compartment. But the reason I do that is everything I use for setup is in this back compartment. It's in this back bumper. It's all right here where I need it. Also, I've mentioned these Valterra covers. We added these. They have a nice little latch on them and they close really easy. I do keep 2 because I use extensions all the time. I also keep a spare one of these just in case I forget to put it on or something and I lose it. I'm going to tighten that down in a second. Now this is kind of silly, but I do put in this section that I'm going to connect. So I just pull this out and it goes straight to that connection there. Just little things like that can really make setup and putting things up a little more easier. Okay, while we're talking towing, I want to mention a few things. Number one, this is kind of cosmetic but functional. I put a magnet right here on the back of our tank, so when I lift my battery box up, boom, I keep my jack stuff here because again, it's convenient. I always try to think of where am I using it. Also, when I plug in my DC and my power cords, by the way, there's a clamp for that I'm going to get for those. Just haven't done it yet because the camper's new. But I blow those things out and really try to keep the dirt and the grime out of that connection. You know, King Solomon says there's nothing new under the sun. So I don't know, this is probably not new to you, but I learned it from Mark and Trish. Who knows who they learned it from? Maybe it's original with them, but it's the word goal, G-O-A-L, get out and look. So, you know, I'm just double checking. I always double check. Last thing you want to do is bend that jack arm, and just get out and look if you're not sure if you're backing up. Take your time, don't let people pressure you when it comes to towing. I'll give you a little stupid idea. So we have our hangers up there in there. I bought these large rings, and it just makes it easy to hang everything with the larger ring. So a little hot tip. Okay, so Wendy's gonna tow because she's very sensitive about that trailer sway and gets really nervous and scared of that. So she's gonna be a good guinea pig to have this experiment. But let me show you how I set it up. This is a 2024 250. I'm gonna go to features. I'm going to select towing, and then you can see the sway control is on. Typically, we turn that off because it fights with the sway bars. But today we're gonna leave it on. Wendy walks all the way around the camper after I do my outside thing and double checks me. It's just good protocol. I don't care how experienced you get, have a system and a protocol for everything you do. It's just, you're traveling a long ways and you're carrying a lot of weight, be safe. All right, Wendy, give me a 1 to 10. 10, you think this sway control is gonna work. 1, we're probably going to flip the entire rig and roll down a ditch and maybe die today. What number would you give it?
What I do know is it's a good test because we're not on flat areas. We're going to be going up and down some mountainous areas, so it's a good test.
And the worst case scenario, if it begins to sway, what do you do, Wendy?
The trailer brake.
That's right. Just press those trailer brakes down here. Boop, boop. And
stop and go put my sway bars back on.
Yeah, that's a good way not to die today, right?
Yeah.
Wendy, how's it feeling so far? We're not out of the campground. So I want to talk about gain for a minute. Wendy, right now you have your gain set at what?
7.5.
7.5. Now, for those of you who are not sure about what gain means, if she had her gain set at 4.5, when she applies the brakes of the truck, the brakes of the camper are very similar. At 7.5, when Wendy applies the brakes on the truck, the camper brakes apply harder or more, and the camper pulls back on the truck just a little bit, and it keeps it from swaying. So if your camper begins to sway, and Lord knows I've seen a lot of this, all you have to do is press these 2 knobs and it will apply manually the camper brakes, and when the camper starts to brake, it pulls back from the truck and then it straightens out. That's why you do that. So all gain does is apply more brakes. The higher the gain, the more the brake on the camper while you depress the brakes on your truck. Honestly, it's that simple. I don't think we've ever used 10, by the way. Probably 7.5, 8.5 has been the highest on these really steep elevations that we've ever used. Okay, Wendy's struggling with the fact that we took the training wheels off the bike. She refers to the bars kind of like training wheels. So I asked her what makes her most nervous, and she said going downhill. But remember what I just said about gain. From an engineering standpoint, and from a physics standpoint, if that trailer brakes harder than the truck, it's impossible for it to sway. Well, you can certainly see what I mean by the elevation road. Great test today. Now I'm gonna add this video to our towing video. And the question is, without the sway bars, are you getting a sag at the connection of the tow ball? Let's take a look. What do you think? So he stopped again with the bars are on. What do you think? Does that thing sit a little more level? I think it might. All right, let's do a wrap up of the towing. Wendy, same or different?
Honestly, I think it's the same. Okay, so the speed limit is 80. I think the trucks are blowing me around, so I'm gonna try it. I put the bars back on.
Okay, so Wendy just cranked the truck. You can see that we've gone to features. It is automatically on. She's gonna turn it off. So here we go, let's test it out. Okay, here comes another one. Wendy, don't let that pizza flip out of your lap. Oh, he's cooking. This guy's cooking. Woo, there he goes. What'd you feel, Wendy?
She swayed, I will say.
She swayed a little bit?
But I don't think it swayed as much.
Okay, so you're thinking there could be something to the sway bars. You know, they do call them anti-sway bars for a reason. Truck number 3, we got 3. Now Wendy is saying it doesn't seem like it blows her around as much. So the fast truck didn't blow you around very much, right?
No, blew around some, but
All
not
right.
like the other.
Let's see what we got. It's a big truck. It's got a box trailer. Got a box trailer.
Oh, he didn't push me.
And they have been pushing you, you would say? All right. So we may give the anti-sway bars, you know, an extra mark, an extra grade, a better grade. Okay, Wendy, one last test. Yesterday, when I wasn't paying attention, when I was towing, I would swing the steering wheel back and forth a little bit. And I felt like that she really swayed a bit. So I want you to move that steering wheel back and forth a little bit and tell me what you feel.
Well, yeah, the trailer follows the truck, so it's gonna sway.
But does it sway much?
No.
But you can't really draw a comparison?
Well, I wasn't watching the trailer when we were not.
Well, I would say that it was pretty obvious and it swayed, I felt, a little more than usual. So I think that's another score for the anti-sway bars.
Maybe they're fine when you're driving at comfortable speeds with everybody else. I mean, it's fine without them.
So, in other words, we could leave the clips on, and then if we're going to do some long interstate high-speed driving where they're doing high speeds, maybe put them on during that time.
Correct.
All right, so there's your conclusion. Go to the BP truck stop for pizza and consider using your anti-sway bars on the interstate.